Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesa Sunyavari Paskyacha Deshitarane Namo Mahabandanyaya Krishna Prem Vidayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namani Gaura Tigase Namaha Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahman Hitaya Cha Jagaritaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubai Bacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Shivasari Shri Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today's video is um, it's interesting because the purpose of the video today is to give you some insight into the esoteric or the deeper aspect of Krishna consciousness. What can you expect by chanting for 10, 20, 30, 40, in my case, 55 years? May seem like a lot, but time goes by quickly. So let me give you some hope, some insight into this, what to expect. And of course, it is written in the Shastra. So if you are, really good at reading, you may get some insight as to what you will become, what to expect. Because there's many, many descriptions of Lord Krishna and the gopis and the cowherd boys, Mother Yashoda, Goloka. So it's meant, all these descriptions are meant to infuse us with an understanding that lies beyond the intellect and beyond the mind. So there is actually a world that exists that is completely different than this material world. It is fully conscious, as Prabhupada explains in his books. And it is unlike this world in that there everything is infused with a different type of energy. So the transition that we will make from this plane of existence to that plane of existence is quite wonderful. So the characteristic of this plane of existence is dominated by the material body. So the material world is the place of inhabitation for this material body. And as we know from Shastra, these material bodies are awarded according to our karma. So whether male, female, good looking, rich, poor, all these different types of bodies and situations are going on in this plane of existence. And one of the things that we don't remember or we tend to forget is that the body is growing older. And because of the identification with the body, we are feeling older, less energy, lethargic, old would be the characteristic of someone who is growing old. They feel old because of the strong identification with this body. The energy within the body, the Atma, is identifying with the aging body. And this is true for 99.9999% of the human population. And it is actually true for all beings on all planetary systems who have material body. So this material body is so entwined with the Atma. And it is a terrible thing because this body, it's aging. It's aging. And if we're identifying with this aging body, then that is the cycle of death that's coming. Old age brings death. And of course, someone can say, well, I'm young. I don't have to worry about someone like you. You're growing old. But young body, young material body is certain to grow old. And so, yeah, you can kick up your heels and you can seem to be partying and be happy when you're young, but it's still a tabernacle. It's still a limited, it is a forced situation that if you are young, you must grow old because of your attachment to the body. The body is destined. It has its functions. It cannot stop. Of course, these foolish scientists and inventors trying to produce a body that does not grow old with time, will stay fresh and young. But you cannot stop the body from aging, and it must leave at some point. It has a certain time factor of existence before it concedes to time and dies. And of course, we know the Atma, who, even though strongly identifies with the body, will go on to another material body. But Krishna consciousness is so different because we are yogis. We are yogis in devotion. And we are using our time, kala, our time within the material body to focus our attention, our love, our devotion, our surrender unto Sri Krishna and his associates in Goloka. By that meditation, that yajna, the chanting of the holy names of Lord Krishna, what is manifesting within our Atma, like a seed growing that overtakes our mind and intelligence, that envelops even our physical body, the aura of understanding of our real true self, the manifestation of our eternal identity, overtakes our attachment to the material body. And we become gloriously absorbed in the mood, in the emotion, in the bhav, in the prem, and in the atmosphere of Goloka. And we begin to understand and identify and manifest that body, that personality, that type of young associate that we have been fortunate enough to meditate upon. That the thinking of the Leelas of Lord Krishna, as they happened in Gokul, attracts us by that energy, that internal potency, and then transfers us and does that by transforming us into a resident of Gokula. So this means that in our deeper Atma level or self, we begin to manifest a spiritual form. Something that is understandable yet achintya at the same time. Something that is beautiful and clearly beyond just the level of intelligence. It's not something that can be analyzed. It is something that is awarded, that is given by God to you. A prem form, a form of youthful, blissful, young, everlasting, devotional energy. And that form, as explained by the Goswamis, becomes our meditative form that when we do our bhakti, that form is who we wish to participate with in the Leelas. So we cannot take this material form with us to go cool. We must create and have a different form, an auric form, a spiritually young form. Let's talk about that for 1 minute. Now we're going deeper into Krishna consciousness. Now we're beginning to penetrate like a living being breaks the shell of his encasement. If he's in an egg, he breaks open to witness life for the first time. In the same way, we are breaking open this shell that is our Atma. It's being broken open to manifest a beautiful young form. Now, Sri Krishna, who is everlastingly pure, never ever becomes contaminated, never ever touches anything material, is the source of everlasting energy in life itself. He is the form of youth. Kala never touches that form. Krishna's form has droplets of pure spiritual energy that enhances his character. That is the source of all things good. And that young, beautiful Govinda, Krishna, is attracted to the sweet Leela pastimes in Gokul because the Lord loves playing his flute. The sounds that come from his flute are received by the residents in the most beautiful way. His flute has no end to those beautiful sounds. They make everyone and everything dance with delight. Beautiful sounds of youthful attractiveness. Surcharge, Goku. And everyone there is surcharged with this beautiful, beautiful, blissful energy. Krishna is attracted to Goku. He's attracted to the residents of Goku. He's attracted to the cowherd boys. He loves playing with his friends. He loves the cows. They bring happiness to his heart. The cowherd boys are young, beautiful, happy young boys that love to engage in joyful frivolity, who also play flute with Krishna. So he is so happy to be among his young friends. Lord Krishna is happy to be with his mother, Yashoda, and his father, Nanda Baba. He loves to be with them. He loves the attention he gets from Mother Yashoda. He loves having a loving mother. He loves cows. He treats cows beautifully. Cows lick his body. He loves grazing cows, and he loves milking cows, and he loves all the sweet cream and the yogurt and the ghee that come from these cows. And Krishna also loves gopis. He loves young maidens, young cowherd girls, gopis, milk maidens. He is young, and they are young, and they are they are both coming to their budding stage of adolescence, an excellent time for Krishna to enjoy pastimes with the gopis in the moonlit evenings when the moon reflects the water of Jamuna and the forests and the trees have just enough light that the gopis and Lord Krishna can go. And sometimes they will go to the Rasalila area of Rasalila when the moon is shining, and they will dance and dance and dance and dance and dance because they love to move their feet and hear the Lord's beautiful poetry and his flute playing. And it's so ecstatic for all of them to be dancing into the late evening as though there is nothing more to do. The daylight will not come. The nighttime will be forever. In fact, the Rasa Leela lasts one night of Brahma. Long time. They're having such a good time together. And then deep within those forests of the Jamuna and not the Jamuna, but Vrindavan and the different Bahulavan, different parts of Vrindavan, Gokul, there are kunjas, beautiful flower huts, beautifully decorated, where the Lord can be in private moments with these beautiful budding gopis, young girls that adore dressing themselves and having gopi dots and perfect attire like women do. They're so attentive to their hair and their bodies and their makeup because they want to be pleasing to Krishna, all of them, not just one. All the gopis want to please Krishna. So they all make such a to-do about all of their movements in relation to the Lord. They're very interested in pleasing Krishna by the way they dress, the way they speak, the way they act, what they do. And Krishna, being the absolute truth and the supreme enjoyer, he enjoys teasing the gopis and fulfilling their desires like no one else can. No one but Krishna is actual enjoyer, not just supreme, but I think it would be appropriate to say the best enjoyer. How in this world, boyfriends, husbands, wives, they, and not just this world, in the celestial planets, even in the hellish planets, the men and women try to enjoy each other. But the men are not perfect lovers, some better than others. But after a while, they grow old. Sometimes women cheat because their lovers are not that good. No one in the material world is really an enjoyer. So no man and no woman can fulfill their own female and male roles to each other. I am no one's best lover, and there's no woman who is my best lover, but we imagine that we are great at loving, great at being male or female. A pure devotee of Krishna accepts the fact that there really is no lover, no son, no friend, and no lover that is equal to or greater than Lord Krishna. In fact, in many ways, he's really the only lover, the only friend, and the only son. Krishna can satisfy millions and millions of gopis. All of them are different, but he alone not just satisfies each one according to their personality type, but he's the perfect lover for each of them every day and every night. So much so that it's never, ever boring or oldish to be with Krishna. He is ever fresh, ever renewed, perfect, and he drives the gopis mad. He makes them want him more and more. He's so suave and charming. He dances. He plays his flute. He's poetic. He's witty. You can't not compete with his maleness, his charm. He will beat you out every time. When there were many of the best bowmen and archers came to win the hand of Rukmini, Krishna was among the archers like an ordinary person competing for her. And when it was his turn, he kind of just came right to the front and grabbed her right away from everybody else and put her on his chariot, so male-like. The winner, the best of the men, the best of the archers, that is Krishna. He's better than them. He's better than anyone who is trying to be the best. Krishna's better. That's his position. And what we're taught is don't compete, surrender. Don't compete. Don't be that archer that tries to get Rukmini's hand because Krishna will get it ahead of you. He's a better archer. He's better looking. He's more confident. That's why the wives of Lord Krishna in Dwarka, they adore him. They all want him as their husband. They want to have children with him because he's that type of individual. He's who we are looking for. He's the perfect lover, the perfect prince, the perfect king, the perfect son. He's that good. He's that good. So, in our Krishna consciousness, we are chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and we are being groomed for Gokul. We are being groomed and directed to these pastimes, these leelas, this spontaneous loving aspect of Gokul. Many of us will be attracted to the female bodies of gopis because the gopis have, and the gopis possess the greatest love for Krishna, the greatest passion. They know him in the way no one else does, and they exhibit a love that no one else has. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya and the acharyas coming from Lord Chaitanya up to our Srila Prabhupada have encouraged us in this way when we chant Hare Krishna, which is the Mahamantra. We're worshiping Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. This has a natural effect upon us. And those of us who are Paramahansas, swan-like, we want the best of the best. Why not? You should swim among the Paramahansas. You should desire the sweetest love in Braj. And that can only be had in the form of a gopi. Therefore, most likely, if you are chanting Hare Krishna and you are in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and you are in the line of Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Goswami, then you will have a natural inclination to be in the gopi ras. That will be natural, where you want a young body of a girl that is able to engage with the other women, the other gopis, in a very, very feminine, beautiful way, and render service and feel from your heart as a young girl the ecstasies and the bliss of serving in so many ways, whether it's preparing some food stuff, making a flower garland. This is what young girls love doing, not the sakas. The cowherd boys like to wrestle. They like to have play fights. They like to beat up demons with Krishna. They like to they like to take the cows out to pasture. They like to enjoy lunch in a fraternal mood with Krishna. During the beautiful sun-drenched, filled days of Vrindavan, they like to dance and play the flute with Krishna. But the gopis are different. They are modest in a sense. They are women, girls, just achieving their adolescent stage. They're just becoming gorgeous. They're budding with beauty. You don't find that with the sakas. They're not budding with beauty. The gopis are, as is Krishna. And that is why that ras is the best. It is the best. So therefore, we are Paramahansas in this lineage. And we look forward to awakening within us this gopi mood. Lord Chaitanya says that we should desire to be servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis, of the milkmaids in Vrindavan, where they and they alone have spontaneous love for Krishna. Not even the queens of Dwarka have that. This is the type of body that is awakening within us. It is the diametrically opposed from our old age body. Here we are at the age of 74, getting old. But within, we are manifesting these beautiful young bodies that are perfect for Goloka Lila, Gokula Lila. And it is natural. It is very natural. There's no analytics behind it. There's no mental or even intellectual adjustment. This is the mindset, the body of a young Gokul girl is the same as that is her be all and end all. The intelligence and the mind are so aligned with her bhav, with her personality type. So her bhav and her sthai bhav and her prem are so involved in this beautiful atmosphere. And so we want, by hearing these beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna and the gopis, by hearing them, it will attract us to have a similar body. And we will manifest that gopi bhava body. And it will stay with us. And it will become more and more clear to us until we are feeling ourselves to be a resident of Vrindavan. There's a transference that takes place that is possible because of the type of Atma that we have, because we're separating the wheat from the chaff, the milk from the whey. We are separating the body from the self. And what's left is the Atma, the pure Atma, which has the capacity to manifest this gopi body and the mood of the gopis that allows us to be absorbed into these leelas, where we can begin to imagine ourselves rendering services to Radha, to Krishna, to Radha and Krishna, and to the other gopis as well. So this is how we as Gaudiya Vaishnavas will attain Gokul and Gokul in the next life. The attraction that we're developing in this life will certainly bring us into the womb of a gopi in the next life. Certainly, because Krishna consciousness is infallible. It is the real deal. And regardless of what the materialists say, we have unflinching faith in our Guru and Krishna consciousness. Don't have any doubts. That is the whole point of our Charya and our Guru and Shastra. It is to bring us to this position that we should have no doubts about the other world and the other activities of the other world and the transference of ourself to that world. This is reality. This is what yogis do. Yogis can transfer themselves to other planets like the moon, the sun, other celestial bodies. but we are also yogis, and we're transferring ourselves to Goku, which is where Krishna is having his pastimes. That's where we're going. That's the purpose of what we're doing. So let us rejoice. Let us absorb ourselves. Let us continue to boil the milk, as Srila Prabhupada says. Manifest our spiritual body. It is completely possible. It is real. It is why Lord Chaitanya has come for everyone, but only some of us are finding truth in this path and manifesting the spiritual body that is available to us, to all of us. Lord Chaitanya put no restrictions on who can follow Krishna consciousness, but only some people will take to it. So as much as he is endeavoring to make everyone successful, still only so many will tread the path and will manifest their pure spiritual body. So let us help each other. Let us rejoice in this activity. Let us encourage one another, and let us always talk about Krishna and the gopis and the pastimes that the gopis are involved in, because this will nourish our Atma, our Bhav. This will nourish our eternal Swarup. I hope I have kindled something within you. I want you to know that this body that any one of us has is not really who we are. There is something on a much more refined plane of existence that manifests from our heart and envelops us and is way beyond this tabernacle of a body. There's something else, a super plane of existence that bhakti yoga is manifesting for us. And so I want to awaken that, or I want to direct your attention to that. And by my speaking about it, because this manifestation is not something that is so foreign to us. It is the natural state of the devotee's swarup. It is something that is not seen because of the mind and intelligence, but it can manifest beyond the mind and intelligence. It is the body of an eternally young devotee. It is the most beautiful thing ever. So I want to end this discussion by saying something important, if I haven't already done that. Because devotees who listen to this both now and in the future are going to say, okay, that's great, Mahashakti, but how do I get to this place you're describing? And my answer is very clear, very concise, and very to the point. If you accept and understand that the only enjoyer is Krishna, the only lover is Krishna. The best lover is Krishna. Not me and not you. That we should stop trying to be the enjoyer and try to be the enjoyed of the real enjoyer. If you can control your mind and control your senses from trying to be the enjoyer, and consider yourself the enjoyed, then you can manifest your spiritual body. I hope that answers that question. In your mind, give up any hope or ambition of being the enjoyer. Don't fall down with the opposite sex because you're initially attracted, because you're not able to satisfy that person. If you're young, yes, be dharmic, get married, have children, play the role because it is a responsible, proper thing to do. But in your Krishna conscious field within you, you must know at all times, you are not the supreme enjoyer. You're not the supreme male to your wife, and she is not the supreme female to you. None of us have that ability to satisfy one another completely. That role is reserved for Krishna. So when you have firm faith that the enjoyer is Krishna and not me, then with great strength, control your senses, control your mind, and fix it on the real enjoyer, Krishna. And very rapidly, very soon, the manifestation of your eternal identity will be given to you, will start to manifest right before your eyes. Someone dear to Krishna, beyond the three modes of material nature, will manifest by Krishna's grace. He becomes so pleased when you give up the false role of the enjoyer. Krishna feels so indebted and so pleased with us when we do that, that he's so quick to award us our spiritual body so that we may be enjoyed by him, so that we can give him pleasure. If we accept that role by saying, I'm not the enjoyer, Krishna, you are. I don't have that ability, you do. Then we will get that reward from Krishna. He will award us because of our correct understanding. He doesn't, he's not trying to make our life difficult. We just haven't got to that deep understanding yet within us because of our senses being so strong that they want to enjoy as though we are the enjoyer. It takes great strength to give up this idea that I'm the center, you're the center, and I'm the enjoyer. It's one level, but it's deep. It's just one simple switch, but that switch is hard to reach. It takes years of practice, and then it comes within our grasp. And when it does, press that switch, turn it on, and recognize Krishna is the enjoyer, not me. On that deep level, then your spiritual body will manifest. Stay in that energy as much as you can. The senses continue to be strong. They are hard to overcome. But if you stay within your spiritual body and the identity that is being manifest to you, it's hard to cross over into being the enjoyer. It will be more difficult, if not impossible, for you to fall down into a relationship where you are the enjoyer and the person you are with is the enjoyed by you. That relationship will become very difficult for you to fathom. So that's the real meaning behind controlling the senses. That's how it's really done. So we want to get to that stage, that deep, deep level of understanding, because the senses are always going to be difficult to overcome. This is why we fast. We don't eat much. We try not to overstimulate our senses. At the same time, we require nourishment. We require energy to do devotional service. So there will always be some agitation by the senses. But if we are engaging them in Krishna's service, that will feed our bhava, not our sense, our material body. It will feed our spiritual body. So if you have any comments or questions, please reach out. If you've stayed this long to hear me, reach out and we'll discuss. We're here for each other, to support one another, so we can go back to home, back to Godhead. Okay? I hope this has been helpful. I'll do more videos on this level. Thank you for listening. Hare Krishna.